on another finals berth.
The Orlando Magic lead by 6 after 1 with Coach Stan Van Gundy. What were the positive signs you saw from your guys?
Well, offensively, we were more aggressive. We played quicker, more aggressively, made better plays. Our defense is still no good.
Yeah, they're shooting 60%. They've been to the free throw line 11 times. What has to change defensively?
Well, our help is terrible.
Thank you. Mike.
All right, Doris, most points they've scored in a quarter in this series, Mark.
But you see the difference. Game 3, Jameer Nelson comes off the pick and roll, just one dribble, turnover. Doesn't stretch the defense. Tonight, high pick and roll, looks to be aggressive, turns the corner, keeps his dribble alive, able to get into the paint. Makes life so much easier, not just for him, but the entire Orlando Magic team.
And a Magic team that's shooting, as we mentioned, 39% from the field in the series, but 63%, 12 of 19 here in the opening period. So it's a 5-point lead. They looked at Jameer Nelson's shot on the instant replay, and it definitely was a 2. Michael Petras is in. Tony Allen, strip, gets it back. Wallace steps back for a 2-pointer as the shot clock expires. Nelson, Lewis, Howard back in with Petras and Redick. Lewis against Glenn Davis. Tough turnaround shot, won't go.
But I like that possession. Instead of staying always on the perimeter, mix it up, go inside. That's a good job by Rashard Lewis.
And a good job from Paul Pierce drawing the foul. Lewis picks up his first. It's without question the most aggressive we've seen Lewis, who has shot just 25% from the field, the 1 of 14 from threes.
You know, the thing about that move, though, I think it's better for Rashard Lewis to use his skills as a small forward, really, to face Glenn Davis, because the rules say you can't touch him, and then take advantage of your quickness.
Finley and Allen the backcourt. Just tuning in, Rondo picked up 2 quick fouls and sat down after. Wallace catch and shoot way off, an air ball, and Orlando would get it back. Celtics have been a very good 3-point shooting team in these playoffs. Second overall out of 16 teams. During the regular season, they were just kind of middle of the road. Nelson bumped from behind. Tony Allen with the foul. And those 3 have done an excellent job off the bench for the Celtics throughout the playoffs and here in this series. Davis, of course, last year played so well in the playoffs with no Kevin Garnett. Doc Rivers was saying after game 3, he's just one of those guys that is not in awe of the big moment, likes to play in the big games. Davis has shown that. Not hesitant at all. And he's accepted his role as being the energy guy.
And as a coach, there comes a time when you have to trust your bench guys, but also there's a time when you want to allow a guy to continue to roll. And I like what Stan Van Gundy has done. Allow Jameer Nelson to play through this hot streak.
Petras, extra pass, Lewis for 3, puts it in. Rashard Lewis. And he now has 8 points.
No, but then again, it's off of the pick and roll. Jameer Nelson getting into the paint and making plays. No, forcing Doc Rivers to now all of a sudden call on Nate Robinson to come into the ball game to try to contain Nelson.
Wallace throws up another air ball unless that grazed the rim. Davis the rebound, ball knocked loose.
That should not be a reset.
They reset the shot clock. It appeared it was an air ball unless it just grazed the rim. That's what Scott Foster talking with Bob Delaney about right now. So all 3 officials will gather. Yep,
yeah, it
just
hit.
caught it.
That's a good call. That's a hard call, too.
So Boston will get it. Shot clock at 20. And Nate Robinson has checked into the game. Robinson only seeing some garbage time minutes in this series in game 3. Jason Williams is in for Orlando as well. Robinson kicks it out to Davis. Davis traveled. 5 turnovers for Boston.
I think it's going to be very important for Jason Williams to play the way that Jameer Nelson played. It's about making plays and making life so much easier for everybody else.
And I thought that was a solid move by Glenn Davis. I didn't think that was a travel.
Petrus. Howard trying to get a good ball denial from Wallace, who pokes it away. Rasheed Wallace has always been an excellent post defender. And a big part of why Dwight Howard has not been able to get going. You've got Wallace, you've got Glenn Davis. There's Rondo on the bench with the 2 fouls. Redick, did he travel? One official has a foul, Scott Foster, but Derek Stafford says it was a travel. So it's the 3rd turnover for Orlando.
It's a bad call again. You know, those are hard calls, but that's not a travel in the NBA. You could call a travel every possession.
Robinson on a pull-up. In and out. Howard the rebound. Williams pushing. And Redick is fouled by Ray Allen. Celtics pick up their 2nd team foul and 1st on Ray Allen.
And that play happens because of Jason Williams pushing the ball in transition. So you're not running offense, but you force the Celtic defense to collapse. And J.J. Redick staying aggressive.
Wallace just a little over aggressive, and he agrees with the call. It's always fun to see that. Doesn't happen very often. And he picks up his 2nd.
See, his play has been so good in this series. No one's talking about anything else but his play.
That's right.
And the last series, the last 3 games. He has really taken a bench that was pretty good to a great bench where they have 3 guys they can count on every night.
He won the title with the Detroit Pistons, trying to win his 2nd. Alley-oop to Howard, and Davis with the foul. Nice pass from Jason Williams. And Dwight Howard now to shoot free throws as Big Baby picks up his 1st. And we'll have a timeout. Just over 3 minutes gone by here, 2nd quarter of Game 4 from Boston.
ESPN's presentation of the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. Brought to you by Vitamin Water and Radio Shack. The Shack.
Biggest stage with the 94th running of the Indy 500 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Indianapolis 500 Sunday, May 30th at noon Eastern on ABC. Telecast presented by GoDaddy.com. Rashard Lewis silent through the first 3 games. Aggressive here in Game 4.
Well, his child was saying GoDaddy.com too. And he got it started defensively with the strip first play of the game. And then Dwight Howard ran the floor, so he was left with Kendrick Perkins on him, knocked in a jumper, then got the switch, drove, and kicked to Matt Barnes. And then starting with a great penetration by Jameer Nelson,